and beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he explained to them what was said in all the scriptures concerning himself.
Shalom, children. Today we are going to be taking a deeper look at this week's Torah portion to see where it speaks of Yeshua Ha'Mashiach. We are in the book of Devarim. The parashah this week is called Vayelech, which in Hebrew means, "And he, Moshe, went." Today's scripture is the shortest of all the portions, so let's hear a summary of it. Our parashah begins with Moshe continuing his speech to the nation of Israel. He proclaims to the people he is 120 years old, and the time has come for him to pass his leadership and authority on to his successor, Yehoshua. Moshe writes the Torah in a scroll and entrusts the Levites with the Torah's safekeeping. It is to be kept alongside the Ark of the Covenant. The mitzvah to gather is given. Moshe tells them that every 7 years during the festival of Sukkot, on the first year of the Shemitah cycle, the entire people of Israel, men, women, and children, should gather at the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, where the King of Israel shall read the Torah to them. The parashah concludes with the people being told they will turn away from their covenant with Elohim, causing him to hide his face from them. But they are once again given the promise that the words of the Torah shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their descendants, giving a glimpse of a future redemption that awaits, redemption through Yeshua Ha'Mashiach. Yeshua said, "If you believed Moshe, you would believe me, because he wrote about me." So let's dig a bit deeper to see if we can find Yeshua in the scriptures. Today is Moshe's birthday. He is 120 years old. But it is also going to be his last day, because Adonai has told him it is time for him to join his ancestors in the grave. Now Moshe doesn't die because he is sick, for we read, Moshe was 120 years old when he died. His eyes were not dim, nor his strength gone. You see, there is a time for everything. Shlomo Hamelech wrote, "To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck what is planted." And now it is time for Yehoshua to take over where Moshe has left, and bring the people into the promised land. This handover of leadership is echoed once again during the time of Yeshua's earthly ministry. He told his taught ones before he went to his death on the cross, "I tell you the truth, it is to your advantage that I go away. For if I do not go away, the Helper will not come to you. But if I depart, I will send him to you." Moshe, who represents the Torah, brought the people through the wilderness to the edge of the promised land. But only Yehoshua, the Good Shepherd, can take them in. One time, when a scribe had come to Yeshua asking him, "Which is the first commandment of all?" Yeshua had answered, "The first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. And the second is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. The scribe had then said to him, Well said, teacher, you have spoken the truth, for there is one Elohim. When Yeshua saw that he answered wisely, he said to him, You are not far from the kingdom of Adonai. Keeping the instructions Adonai gave to Moshe brings us through the wilderness of our lives. However, we need Yehoshua to bring us into the land flowing with milk and honey. For the law was given through Moshe, but grace and truth come through Yeshua Ha'Mashiach. There is an interesting detail in our parashah, so let's take a closer look. We read, Gather the people together, men and women and little ones, and the stranger who is within your gates, that they may hear and that they may learn to fear Adonai your Elohim, and carefully observe all the words of this law. Again and again we read in the scriptures how important it is to Yahweh that we keep the commandments. But what about when Yeshua, the Word, was made flesh? Did he also teach that we must follow the instructions of the Father? Well, let's listen to what he said. Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Therefore, whoever breaks one of the least of these commands and teaches others to do the same will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does and teaches these commands will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. As we continue on in our study, we read, Adonai said to Moshe, You are about to die and join your ancestors. After you are gone, these people will begin to worship foreign gods, the gods of the land where they are going. They will abandon me and break my covenant that I have made with them. How very sad to learn that the people will turn and walk a different path, one that does not lead to life, but to death. The very people who were brought out of a physical slavery in Mitzrayim, only to put themselves into a spiritual bondage. Through all of this, we can learn more about the character of Elohim. You see, even though Yahweh knew the children of Israel would break the covenant they had made with him, Adonai allowed them to enter into the promised land anyway. This truly speaks of the love our Creator has for his people. Rabbi Shaul wrote to the Roman believers about this, saying, Adonai demonstrates his own love towards us, in that while we were still sinners, Mashiach died for us. Children, Yahweh is love, and as we seek and follow after him, we can show beautiful fruits in our lives as we reflect that love to each other. The taught one Yochanan wrote, He who does not love does not know God, for God is love. And Adonai has sent his only begotten Son into the world, that we might live through him. Well, children, that is the end of our study for today. So we will see you next time, when we search the scriptures together. Shalom.
Yeshua. the great high priest, you know my every need. You understand my weaknesses. Your gentle, humble heart sets me truly free. Oh,